Hey guys, welcome back to our channel and thank you guys for the positive feedbacks that we got read the videos that we have done. I know we have not done any intro video to show you guys what our channel is about, but I will just give you an overview as to what our channel is about. Alright, so our little bond is our family channel, and what it is we are trying to do is to share activities, games and so forth in which you can do with your family at home or even when you go on outings. So we will share games, we will share the way in which we bond together, we will show our friends now and then, show different activities that we do with our friends, little thing to basically spice up like a family life, you understand, road trips and so forth, right? And we will also talk about experiences that we have. If you, as you can see, we have videos on our page, that on our channel, that we did our pregnancy and birth experience. We also did what was it again? We did games with Nathan, pin the tail on the donkey. We also did how we met, how Dane and I met. So those little things. And oh yeah, and we did question and answer game. So it's basically bonding with our family and friends, and just to spice up our life and our relationship, right? So that's it. Now we're going right into what this video is about. All right, so when you hear about online school, what comes to mind? Headache, stress. I will tell you all about it. So I'll talk about my experience with online school with my son. My son is in kindergarten. So kindergarten, did you hear that? Kindergarten. So you know how challenging that is for me because he's still a baby, right? So basically, I wanted to talk about the experience because I've had a 1 full year of it. All right, so I'm so sorry Dane is not here to talk about his too, because at one point I thought Dane was gonna go gray. All right, let me calm down. So I was on and off in office because of the whole COVID case last year, right? So it was a case whereby they had asked just to limit the amount of persons that are in office, so some persons were able to work from home, right? Which I was grateful for. So I had an experience with online teaching with Nathan because let's just go back when Nathan was supposed to start kindergarten 1, right? That was last year, and we registered him from, I think it was about 2 months before or so, and he was 2+ years old. So the 23rd of September, he would have been 3, right? But he started at 2+ because they started early September. So when we registered him and all that, it was during the pandemic, as I said, right? And it was a case whereby we were hoping for school to be in session. We were really hoping, right? And face-to-face class, we were hoping for face-to-face class, right? So we went ahead, we bought his school bag, we bought his school shoes, and like what parents do when they're so excited for their little one to start school officially. We did all of that, right? It ended up that I think it was in August, they notified us that, hey, based on the cases, the COVID cases, it's more likely that school, they would have to do school online. No, this is a new thing for the teachers, aside from teachers that may have the experience of doing online classes like lecturers and so forth. But for the teachers at the kindergarten level, they didn't see this coming. We as parents didn't see this coming either. But the truth is, this is the new normal. So that happened, and we had to start with Zoom. So for the school that Nathan attends, every class have two teachers, right? So Nathan class has two teachers at that time, had two teachers at that time. So basically we say, all right, what they did, we started off with Zoom by having a meeting via Zoom. We met the teachers and the principal, of course. We introduced ourselves and all that, right? And we, to be honest, when Dane, because Dane and I was on the meeting, and when we came off, I don't know how Dane felt, but how I felt was drained, because I was saying, oh my God, I would have to do this Zoom now, and this is new, and I have work. I don't have anyone to stay with Nathan, and so if Dane has to go back in office, what is going to happen? So at that time, Dane was working from home, which I was grateful. I was working from home, but mine wasn't for a long time. It was just based on if they say, if you're to come in office tomorrow, for example, I have to make time to go in office. So I said, all right, we did that, and we get over that, and we met with plans. We say, then this is how it goes. You would have to monitor Nathan in the morning, try and take a later shift, monitor Nathan in the morning, then you'll go on your shift. On the other hand, what I did was, when I had to go back in office, I just get up, I'll prepare his stuff, because they would have to work and all that. So sometimes I try to cook from in the morning and prepare certain stuff, so Dean can just easily grab and feed him and warm up, or what, do whatever he has to do, because that's one of the things with us. We work together. We are always working together as parents, right? And always thinking about what's next, what's the next move, what can be done, solution. That's just me and Dean, right? So we say, all right, went ahead, and we accept it. So I was there with Nathan one morning, and we started the Zoom class, and Nathan would not sit down. He would not sit down until it was a period of time, until he started to develop into it, and the teachers started to do their little devotion. He likes to sing and clap, so he would sing and clap, and he sat down. What the teachers did, I don't know if this is they noticed with the students, or they had that plan, but they started to introduce some educational videos from in the morning to get them settled. So they introduce the videos. You'll have the students sitting down, especially Nathan. Nathan will sit down because Nathan likes to watch these things, and I think he's a visual learner also, and he likes to list the things too and all that. So he sat, right? But there were times that Dane and I had to literally run down Nathan, or get up and run. Him go out of veranda, him come. And one at a time, I say, Nathan, please, baby, do it for mommy and do it for daddy. Please, when you finish, we're going to play games, where you're going to ride your bicycle. I literally had to tell him a whole lot of things, right? So one at a time, I swear, the last thing left for me do I go down for me and say, Nathan, my child, I beg you, just to sit, my child, sit and obey me. Like literally, I do some things because Nathan run away, and I think I think I was overthinking, to be honest, because I was saying, geez, if Nathan is not sitting around the class or the entire class, then the teacher is gonna have that, oh, Nathan is not participating, they're not seeing anything, Nathan just gonna get left behind. That's how I was thinking. Basically, after communicating with the teachers, I was definitely overthinking. They said, Mommy, this is a new thing for the students. And remember, they're still babies, so it's kind of hard for them to focus and to get used to it, because to be honest, this is the new normal, right? So we have to really take time with them and on all that. And they were trying their best, and they have tried their best, trust me. But the thing is, I find the process to be smoother when you have parents involving, parents being there to help, to guide the child or children while they're doing their activities. Because remember, they're not face to face, they're not before the teacher, right? They're not before the teacher, where the teacher can come around and check each child book. So you as parent have to be involved. I know it's very difficult, because trust me, I've been there and I've done that. It was very difficult for us, especially when you have to manage your work time. You get pressure from work, plus you have to they around the laptop with your child in the morning or so. Thank God it was not all day school, all day online thing. So it's like, it's pressuring, to be honest. At one point I was stressed to the point where I believe I cry. Me believe me ball, man. Me ball. Because I said, no man, I can't do this, I can't do this. And then when I stop and I think and I said, it's not about you, it's about your child. You understand? You have to just get back. And what I notice is that you have to have patience, and it's very time consuming, and you have to just be there for your child. You have to have that patience. God bless the teacher, them good, thumbs up. So you have to have that patience to deal with your child, because there are times where your child is going to lose focus, right? And I'm talking about it on a kindergarten level, because that's the experience I've had with my child. He is still learning about the whole world anyways. He's 3 years old, going on 4. He has just been in this world for what? That period of time. So I've had that challenge, and then what I realized is that they did a whole lot of activities, and Nathan loves activity. So even when he's not online and all that, I would be doing those things with him and all that, and he loves that, right? So for example, he's building block, he'll be building and say, oh mommy, I built a tower and all that. And he will paint, and you just have to you just have to be creative with them also. So when it comes on to activities, he did extremely well. He would sit there. All I did and Dane did was to guide him, right? So if, for example, if we are supposed to print pictures, I would put the glue on the paper, or allow him to put it on it, and guide and monitor him, and then let him paste it in the book accordingly, right? So he likes to do those things. He likes to color and all that, and he will participate. So there are times when, as I said, he's not staying in front of the laptop, so he would get up. But other than that, the work that and the teachers, they were excellent. Big up, they were great, because after a while they themselves said that they were a bit, when they just started, like, oh, how they gonna do the online thing. But teachers always find a way. They implement strategies and so forth. And I am extremely grateful. So Nathan had about 7 scrapbook, because on the book list, I think they said we were supposed to get 7 to 10, I think. And I think we got 7, right? And at one point I was saying, when Nathan I do with so much scrapbook? But then it worked out. It worked out, because Nathan used, I think it was only one that we actually had leave. And apart from the scrapbook, what they had too, they had what you call it again, apart from the scrapbook, they had textbooks, right? So they have mathematics, they did, trying to show you guys all, they did phonics, and that's kindergarten 1, and they did integrated studies, right? So, and there's 7 scrapbooks. So they would do work in their book, and there's a time that the teachers would recommend that you take the book to the school for marking. So it's very important that you allow your child to finish the work, even if they don't finish it while online, but when they basically offline, right? And I find where that Nathan is a type of child who likes to basically, in his spare time, like when he's settled, he will just say things. So he will say the days of the week. You'll hear him saying Spanish. Oh yes, they did Spanish. So Nathan's school, they did computer and they did Spanish. basic things such as counting in Spanish to 6, and then they did colors in Spanish, and they did shapes and body parts, yes. And they also did computer, where they did the basic of the basic parts of the computer, such as the monitor, keyboard, and so forth. So they did that, and they would ask them to draw tablets and draw a device that they have and all that, or bring pictures or bring the actual device to show in the class. So those little things got them engaged, right? So the teachers try their best, they engage them in stuff, and it was going so smooth after a while, even though sometimes, as I said, you have to try to get Nathan to sit. And there are times, oh, how can I forget? The laptop that we have is a touch screen laptop, right? Nathan is always touching the screen. So there are times he will close the meeting. There are times he will go on it and go on YouTube or Google. Listen, people don't understand when we tell them, it's not everything we teach Nathan. I don't know, Nathan is just smart, and Nathan observe. So Nathan will just go in YouTube and all them things, and we say, oh my, and even if you said that you wish he didn't know how to do that, that would be like, oh, you're not allowing your child to explore, you're not allowing your child to be advanced in technology, you understand? So you don't want to hold them back, you just have to try ways and tell them that when it's class time, it's class time. So we had to find a way to take off the touch, but I'll go further into that when I talk about kindergarten too. All right, so some of the work, they did a lot of work in their scrapbook. So because I'm artistic, I'm constantly there helping Nathan with certain things. So like this, oh, I'm taking off his thing like this. We were supposed to outline a cat, and then we were to get different things for them to paste on the cat. So that's what I did. I guided him, and he was able to paste because he loved to do that. This also, he colored, he was supposed to do a C. Sorry about the red here. It was a paint that catch it. He was to color blue for a C, and then we were supposed to print pictures in which he would paste in it like it's an actual C, right? So water animal, that was the topic. So one other thing is with the online school for the kindergarten, maybe not all teachers will do that, but some of the teachers, what they do is provide you with the instruction from overnight to tell you what is it that they would want. So for example, printing pictures, they would tell you that you're to print pictures of water animal, for example, land animal and so forth, because they're gonna need it in the class. And then we would print. So it's good for you to have a printer or have access to a printer so you can do that. And this was another one. They did numerals. So what they did was 10. So they were supposed to put 10 things in each, right? And of course they would count it. So that's a good activity. So numeral 10, groups of 10. This animal we were supposed to draw and allow him to paste the hair and all that. So the activities, they were great. Like I could go on and on and on, because how challenging it was, like I said before. But then when you stop and you look through these books, you say, oh my god, I'm a baby do that. Yes, it's really great. And there were times where they did painting also, so they would mix colors. So what color with what color gives what color, and you can allow them to even do it in their hand and then print it on there. So that little activity allow them to remember what they have done, and will be able to tell you the colors that you mix to get, And I find that where afterwards, whenever Nathan do an activity and you ask him about what you learn in class and all that, he can tell you about that and tell you what he has learned. So those are the activities. They were great. So the teachers find different way to engage them. My main issue was challenge was the fact that Nathan sometimes get distracted after a while where he wants to get up because he may be sitting for a while. And also the fact that my biggest challenge is that he keeps touching the laptop. He keeps touching it, and I was saying I didn't want to put him on his tablet because he's on it sometime playing games and so forth, so I don't want him to go on it, but he finds a way to go on YouTube and all type of things, same way with the laptop, right? So after that year, which was K1, I can honestly say that I am extremely happy. I am very pleased, and the school that he goes to, I listen, I'm gonna stop tell people about them. So I know they're going to even get a lot of persons want to apply, and persons overall said that they heard that's a good school because the teachers take time and they really try to cover as much as possible. And while they cover as much as possible, there's no rush because they go over and over for the child, for every children to get an understanding of what is being taught and all that. And I trust me, I appreciate it. And then and I will be happy. We thank God the Dame got a school there. And again, it's not about the school. We know that it's about the child, we know, but at the same time, sometimes you have to give them credit because of the work that they have done and what you see for yourself. And I'm gonna talk about kindergarten too, because trust me, I don't want to make the video too long, but guys, this is my experience. I mean, everybody experience different, and me tell you now, I had challenges at first, and I had doubt, and I didn't know where to turn, what to do, right? But I did it. If I do it, anybody else can do it. Everybody know how me just always concern, and now kindergarten too. Now remember I said that I had the challenge with Nathan sitting around the laptop, and that was one of my, sometimes he will sit, he will sit and participate and clap, and when the teacher asks question he will answer. But there are times when he run away and all that, and you don't want the child, well, for me, I didn't want the teacher to feel as if I wasn't doing my best, or I was overthinking. I was overthinking. Like, I didn't want the teacher to think that Nathan is not focused or ready for school, and all that. But after speaking with the teachers, I feel better because they said that, remember, this is the new normal for the child, right? And there are things that they're still exploring, they're still learning, and as such, for them to start off online at this age, it's really rough. They know it's challenging, but we all have to do our best, right? So kindergarten 2 now, Nathan, again, we have hopes that he would have actually do face-to-face class. Unfortunately, that was impossible because the cases got so high, right? So we have to accept again that he will be online on Zoom. So we said, all right, fine, we go. So we met the teachers, and afterwards, again, I felt away because I was saying, how are we gonna do this again? Because at this time now, I changed job, and this job I have to work in office now. Dane was still working from home, and afterwards we were told that he have to be back in office. So now Dane and I have to be back in office. My family is not really in Kingston. My mother is in St. Elizabeth, and we have to find a way. And that's the thing, Dane and I, we always working on a solution. So we said, all right, it won't be permanent, just temporary. So what we're going to do is to ask Mommy if she could start him off on kindergarten. No, Mommy is not so good with technology, but I do have a little cousin that my mother is taking care of. So she's good at that. So we say, thank God. So we would guide her, let you download a Zoom on the laptop and all that. Because I don't know, I think Zoom came off or something like that. So we had to download it. And we would guide her. So what we do is to teach mommy also how to enter the passcode and all that. But it's a learning process for her too. And my cousin is guiding her, my little cousin, right? Now, while Nathan did actually sit with us for a little while, he is not sitting any at all. I don't know what is happening, if he's not ready for school again because they had such a long break. So it's like him still feel like him on break. I'm just saying. But he is basically, he's sitting down, he's participating now and then, but sometimes he runs away like he wants to play. So anyways, he's there, and I said, Mommy, what I would advise that you do is to jot down what the teacher is teaching, and then you can go over it with him. Because what I noticed is that he is really focused otherwise. Like he will sit, and sometimes you even hear him out of the blue just start say like 1 + 1 = 2, and 1 more makes 3, and 1 more makes 4, and so forth. And I realize he likes maths too, and he would also sit down sometime and you will hear him the days of the week and so forth. So he learned, trust me, he's very smart and brilliant. I can tell you about him, but it's just that sometimes he is not, he doesn't want to sit long around the laptop to be on Zoom, which I wish he could do, but sometimes I have to remind myself that, remember, he's a baby, right? So Mommy is there with him. It's a bit challenging for her too. She's experiencing what I'm experiencing. And Mommy, I say, she's sorry we teach him how to use the laptop. I say, Mommy, honestly, majority of the things we don't teach Nathan. Nathan just explore, right? So the touch wasn't off the laptop any at all. We had to take off the touch now. So then I Googled how to do it and told my little cousin, and she did it, right? We took off the touch. Nathan start use the mouse. Nathan use the mouse and end the meeting, end the class. Nathan use the mouse and go on YouTube. Same I play Roadblocks. I said, Nathan, it's class time. What if Nathan listen? So anyways, I had to reach out to the teachers to let them know the challenge, because I didn't remember it's a new class now, and I don't know if they know that Nathan participates and all that. So you have to explain. So I was so stressed and frustrated. I'm saying, Lord, what me I go do more and ball again. So now I said, let me speak with the teachers. And when I spoke with them, I felt so much better. They said they do understand, because remember, this is a new normal, same like the previous teacher told us. This is a new normal, and they just have to do what they have to do to get the lesson across, right? They know that some of the students are not going to sit down. Some of them attention span short, and really and truly at their age, it might be 5 minutes to just stay focused, like 5 minutes. Otherwise, I'm distracted, do other things, you understand? So she said, Mommy, I tell parents, if your child attention span is 10 minutes, you better give God thanks. Nathan started to end the meeting and so forth. So I'm just here trying to think about different ways, and my mother also would tell him things. Sometimes she have to have him in her lap, and whenever he is in her lap, he will there focus and watch the videos and he will count. There are times when Mommy said that he will be saying things, like the teacher asks a question and Mommy say to him, like, for example, what is your first name, Nathan? What is your first name? Asking the class, right? Nathan will say, my first name is Nathan, and he will be there saying it for a while. But because the teachers have to actually go around to call each student, because he don't get called on, him start cry. So Mommy is trying to tell him that teacher soon call on you and all that, and he go around for a while, then he get distracted, and then he leaves. Right? So those are the little things, but he knows, even if afterwards you ask him, Nathan, what is your first name? And he will tell you. What is your last name? He will tell you the days of the week, the months of the year. He knows, trust me. It's just that I just, to me, as I said, maybe I'm overthinking, but it's not showing some of them true potential. Like if they were face to face, like the teachers could actually get. But as I said, I spoke with the teachers and they advised me that they know it is a new thing for the students, and we just have to be patient with them. So, it's just a trying time, and one of the key things is to have at least an adult around them to monitor them, guide them. So that's me, that's my 2 cents, that's my experiences. If you are a parent, you have experiences, you can also comment, you can let me know what your experience is like. If you do have strategies and tips, please, may I beg or no, provide, give me some tip. Yeah, so please remember to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and of course share this video with family and friends. Don't forget to comment.